very warm welcome to our expert guest on our show, Ms. Rajia Gilani and Mr. Ahmed Raza Yusufi. Welcome, madam. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Thank you.
It's been such a long time that we are back to get onto your expert views onto the market. And without much ado, would like to start off with the bitumen side of the market. Is that the bitumen market has seen some price increase in Iran. Do you think the trend is likely to continue?
Well, Mr. Pranav, it's a pleasure to be with you again. In response to your question, I have to say that yes, Iran bitumen prices are following an uptrend. And I need to say that this increase is happening due to several reasons. The first one is Iran bitumen prices was almost stable for the last 6 months. But at this period, other costs like transportation and local domestic charges were increasing at the same time. So it affected the finished cost of bitumen and it increased as a result. The other factor is ocean freight, which increased in Jebel Ali and Bandar Abbas due to severe congestion that are happening these days. And it also affected the finished cost of bitumen too. Also, we shouldn't ignore the role of crude oil. We expected China to face an economic growth, and if it happened, then we could see the range of 85, 86 US dollar for crude oil. But as it didn't come through, actually, the crude oil also did not go ahead. But demand also in Africa and East Asia increased, and generally, bitumen price in other regions also increased. Overall and generally, I have to say that based on these factors, based on the facts that I have already mentioned, we can expect this uptrend of Iran bitumen to continue.
Thank you, Ms. Raja. It was very insightful, and as you mentioned, that the overall demand scenario on the bitumen in Asia and the other regions seems positive, so that should have a positive bearing onto the prices. Thank you. And our next question onto the crude oil markets is for Mr. Ahmed Raza Yusufi, our long-standing expert into the oil and gas sector. So, Mr. Ahmed, the crude prices are moving in a very small range. So, with the impending or the expected US Fed cuts, where do you see it moving?
Well, Mr. Pranav, regarding the crude oil, we cannot necessarily say that the only effective factor is the US interest rate. According to the international analysis, there are at least 4 other important factors affecting the global crude oil prices. The first one is the Middle East crisis, vague war situation between Israel and Hamas, Houthi attacks, and unclear status of Lebanon is the first element that affect on the crude oil prices. The second one is the demand in China. It was expected to observe that the economic growth of more than 5% in China, but the statistics shows that this growth has not happened yet. And we see that last week also in China they have a meeting and also discuss about it. The third one is about the US election. Biden dropped out the election, reduced the US dollar index yesterday, and this election has a very significant impact on the crude oil price also. And the fourth one is the issue related to the supply that sometimes affect the prices, like Ukraine attacked the Russia's refineries and the seasonal hurricane in America or some other issues that happen. These are the supply chain issues that affect the crude oil price. Overall, I believe that any decrease or increase of the interest rate might necessarily have a positive or negative impact on the crude oil prices. And we should see what other factors might affect crude oil. prices at the same time. I mean that there are many factors beside the U.S. Interest rate that we should monitor them and see the effect on the crude oil.
So it's a fairly complex set of factors ranging from geopolitical risks to the demand side to the
Correct.
US election, besides the Fed expected rate cuts. So thank you. So it remains
Thank you very much.
poised in a very, very interesting manner, and we'll need to wait and watch as to how it moves. And we'd also like to make a note that you are moving to your new office premises.
Thank you.
So we would like to wish you in advance some very great times and great growth in your new office premises. So I guess in this existing office, this would be our last episode. And subsequently in your new offices, we would like to welcome you back again. And also we would like to welcome you to our upcoming Global Rex Fuels conference at the Dubai on 21st and 22nd of August. So we look forward to receiving you there. Thank you so much for sharing your deep insights onto the subject.
Have a good day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.